Hi, everyone. We're going to be joined momentarily by Hofstra head coach Mike Fairley. If you have a question for Coach Fairley or Jaylen Ray, who will join us after that, please use the raise your hand feature in the Zoom, and I will call on you in order. Again, use the raise your hand feature in Zoom, and I will call on you. And again, Coach Fairley is joining us now. Thank you, Coach Fairley. We're now joined by Hofstra head coach Mike Fairley following his team's victory over Towson. Mike, if you could give us an opening statement about today's game, and then again, just a reminder to use the raise your hand feature if you have questions.
Good performance today. Didn't think we had great attention to detail necessarily in the first half. Let their shooters get loose. Well, first, it started with them getting a couple of offensive rebound putbacks. We know obviously what kind of rebounding team that they are. And then we lost some shooters. We lost Gibson once and Timberlake twice, especially at the end of the half. So I think we tightened up a little bit. We're a little bit more focused. We know there's going to be some long possessions against them with what they do against the zone. So we have to make sure that we're guarding as well in the first 10 seconds of the shot clock as we are in the last 10 seconds. It's like as the clock goes down, our intensity actually has to ramp up. And I think we did a better job of that in the second half. Certainly, you got to stay focused through every rebound as well, because the way that they crashed the glass. We had good defensive performance in the second half. Probably one of our better defensive performances. And they got some offensive rebounds because they were missing some shots. But, we have to do a little bit better job of that tomorrow, knowing that they're, Coach Scary does an unbelievable job getting them going hard in the offensive glass. We got to make sure we're meeting their intensity. I thought the execution was better in the second half. Certainly helps when Jaylen Wright does what he did. A lot of growth out of Jaylen. I don't think he does this going scoreless in the first half. Right, scoreless 0 for 6, and then finishes 5 for 14 with 16 points. I don't think he does that a couple years ago. It really shows the maturity, the leadership, how he's grown as a person more than even as a player. So terrific job by him. Double for Isaac. Tariq with a great job on the glass, and Stafford great coming to make a shot. And I'm hoping that somebody's going to ask me about Kayvon Kramer and him shooting the basketball, because I've heard enough of that he shouldn't be shooting the ball. So I'd love to hear a question about that.
Okay, again, if you have questions for Coach Fairley, please use the raise your hand feature in Zoom, and we'll start off with Andrew from WRHU. Go ahead, Andrew.
Hey, Coach. Andrew Botchgalupo from WRHU. I'll ask you about Kayvon Kramer. A lot of times he was open, skip pass, left him open. He was able to knock down some threes. How important is that for this team to now see a guy like Kayvon Kramer with his athleticism able to expand his range and hit consistent threes?
Andrew, great question. I'm glad I prompted you on that too. So look, Kayvon can shoot the ball. He hasn't been shooting the ball well. He's certainly improved. Look, he could barely make, shots out of 4 feet in high school. So he's really worked on his game, really improved. I think it got to him, like the Delaware announcers were saying, oh, Kayvon Kramer, he's open for a reason, And look, people are going to help off him because they don't want to help off Tariq as much or Jaylen as much. So for Kayvon being able to do that is certainly, obviously adds a different dimension to us. And that's what he does in practice. And why we were letting him shoot threes was because he worked so hard at it. He stays after every day. I forget what night it was. It might have been Wednesday that we had practice, we lifted, and then he went after the lift to go shoot extra shots, free throws and threes. He's putting in the work, and the work showed today. All that extra stuff that he's doing. Andrew Kobian's done a great job with him. Colin Curtin's done a great job with him in terms of helping them, just making sure he's staying in the gym, and he's done a great job himself. So credit to the kid, and he stepped up and made him.
Our next question will be from Jerry Beach. Go ahead, Jerry.
Hey, Mike. I know, different season, different teams, but I wondered if you guys talked at all about how the game against Towson went last time, when they had 24 offensive rebounds and 26 second chance points. Today, 13 offensive rebounds and 12 second chance points. Was there focus on, what these guys do and how it happened last time here, even though it was not, again, it was not the same teams?
Certainly. It was referenced a couple dozen times, I think, in the last couple of days. The first thing that we did on Wednesday when we went into practice, normally we don't start prep on our opponents for these weekend sets until Thursday. Wednesday we kind of focus on ourselves, and then Thursday we start trying to, turn some attention to the opponent. The first thing we did Wednesday was watch all 24 of those offensive rebounds. And we referenced it several times throughout the course of the week as well. So these guys knew. And look, and the hard part about playing them is they really rebound the ball. And then now they're really skilled. Zane Martin's a first team all league guy, scores as well as anybody. The way that Timberlake's improved, Gibson can really make shots. Mims is a good player. So, they have that offensive skill and those weapons too. So you can't just say, oh, just box out and you'll be fine. Like, no, those other guys are really going to hurt you. So, it's a tough team to play because they're good outside. They got guys that can shoot and score as well as the second chance points. I think we did a better job. We did a good job in the first half. After the first couple minutes, we did a good job. And then they missed a bunch in the second half, a couple of ones that we should have gotten and limited them. But certainly always going to be a key when you play Towson because you know how much that they emphasize that.
Again, if you have questions for Coach Fairley, please use the raise your hand feature in the Zoom. Our next question will be from Blake. Go ahead, Blake.
Hey, Coach. Caleb Burgess was in foul trouble late in the second half. How important was Vukosta Masic's defensive ability to spell him?
Look, Washington's a really good player, really seasoned, really experienced. He hasn't made any shots, but a super confident kid. Then we need him coming out impact for us, both on the offensive end. He's a really good ball handler, a playmaker, had a nice pass to Isaac that kind of got tipped late in a possession, but he can make some plays on that end. Intensity defensive wise, he's still got to keep getting better. Look, again, without the summer and fall and everything like that, all these new guys are a little bit behind where they could be, but he's doing a great job for us, and we need to help him continue to grow.
Next question will be from Jerry Beach. Go ahead, Jerry.
Hey, Mike, we talked last weekend about how strange I think momentum is and how unpredictable it is in a season like this with the back-to-back sets, things like that. Is it easier, though, that you won this game? Was it easier this week to kind of build off of Sunday, having won like you did, as opposed to the alternative would have been?
I think a little bit, Jerry. I think, we were able to preach the message of look what we were able to do for most of the Delaware game. Obviously, it got a little bit hairy there at the end, but and then we just said, hey, now we have to do it every day. Now we have to bring that in workouts and lifting on Tuesday and in practice on Wednesday and practice on Thursday and practice on Friday to make it a habit. So when you get to the game that you're ready to do that. So certainly, does it help, coming off that and the way that we played? Yes, but it's still something that we need to build. We're not a finished product. We haven't solved it. We might come out tomorrow with no energy, right? We have to keep preaching it until we're doing this on every single game.
That's it for Coach Fairley, and we'll be joined momentarily by Jaylen Wright. Thank you.
Thank you.
We are now joined by Hofstra senior Jaylen Wright. Jaylen, if you could just start us with an opening statement about today's game.
Well, we started off good defensively early, and they was getting a lot of offensive boards, so we had to limit that. Getting a lot of catch shoot threes, so we just had to pick up on the defensive end mostly, and that helped us to the win today. Just kept the momentum through the second half as well because we haven't been playing good both halves, so we tried to do that this time.
And again, if you have questions for Jaylen, please use the raise your hand feature in the Zoom. We'll start off with Andrew. Go ahead, Andrew.
Hey, Jaylen. Andrew Batsgalupo, WRHU. In that first half, you were held scoreless with 0 points. You come out with 16 in the second half. What changed for you offensively in the second half compared to the first half?
First half, I was just forcing a lot of stuff. I just got to let the game come to me, and that's why in the second half, and that's how I got 60 points, just slowed the game down.
Our next question will be from Blake. Go ahead, Blake.
Hey, Jaylen. Blake, also from WRHU. The focus, obviously, in this game would be your second half points, but how big were the 3 steals for you to be able to build that confidence, to have those opportunities like the easy open floor layup to have those 16 points?
It's better when I start good defensively. So when the defensive side gets going, my awesome side just kicks in.
If you have questions for Jaylen Wright, please use the raise your hand feature in the Zoom. Our next question will be from Jerry. Go ahead, Jerry.
Hey, Jaylen. In a game like today, first half didn't go the way you wanted it. Is it as simple as that first shot goes down in the second half and you feel good again? Is it that simple for shooters?
I mean, shooters, you just got to keep shooting. And that's what my coaches, they see me down. They just say, just keep shooting. It'll fall. And that's the only thing. It's about just keeping your confidence.
Are there any further questions for Jaylen? If you have them, please use the raise your hand feature in the Zoom. I don't see any, so we'll thank you, Jaylen, and congratulations on the win.